I had never seen anything like this, and I was just. What year did this come out?
2004 or 2005. Sorry,
Yeah, so I was like 14, 15 or something, and I was just like, "Whoa, this is crazy! And like nothing I've ever seen before. This is insane! Like I've never. Nobody does a movie like this. It doesn't make any sense."
This is the type of shit that really creates fanboys.
Yeah.
Because then you go and you dig, and because you're not satisfied with just this, so you're like, what else is out there?
Yeah, and you go to stores or comic book shops or whatever to kind of immerse yourself more into that universe, and that's when shit gets good. But yeah, when I saw that, I was like, oh, I don't understand. When I first saw it, I didn't understand anything. I didn't spoiler alert. I was kind of mad when Bruce Willis killed himself. And I didn't understand. I was like, what the heck's going on? Yeah. And then time jumps, like when Marv, gets electrocuted, and then you see him at the bar like half an hour later, and I'm like, wait, hold on, so he didn't die. And then rewatching it again, a couple years later, and then you're like, oh, okay, I get it. Like, it was so much to take in, and I think being 14, I wasn't really tuned in to like every single detail and understanding. But I was like, oh, it was a crazy movie.
It has a lot of replay value.
Yeah, definitely.
I remember when I first got it on DVD, I would watch it like, to be like, oh shit, this connects with this. Oh, so this is what she was talking about.
Yeah.
But that first time I was kind of lost, especially because there was a lot of big characters, and then they were dying off or doing crazy shit. So I'm like, who do I follow, or who's the
main character?
Yeah, who's the bad guy? Or what the fuck's going on? And then there's so many twists in that movie. Yeah. So many cool plots and storylines too.
But what about you? First time you saw it?
So I wasn't able to go see this in the theater, unfortunately. But my grandparents, as I've brought them up before on the show,
your heroes.
My grandfather rented this, and they came home and they popped it on because they would always watch whatever first, and they brought me in and they were like, what is this shit? This sucks.
Yeah.
They got to the big fat kill.
Yeah.
That's how far they got when Benicio falls back on the thing.
So Ninja Star.
Yes. And they're just like, this is fucking ridiculous, and it sucks, and I was like, all right, well, can I watch it then?
It's really extreme to anybody that just kind of walks into it. You're seeing all these weird things. Like I didn't understand the symbolism of the swastika in the beginning and seeing it all, but I just felt like, well, they're killing people with it. It's just something that they do. And then
isn't it
reversed?
The reverse.
And that's
symbol
for world peace.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was ironic, and then when the lightning hits and it's embedded in the floor, you can see the actual way the swastika is supposed to be or whatever. But it's just extreme, especially if you're a parent and you were seeing your kid watching it. Like, what the fuck? And it's all black and white, so it's like, what the hell is this?
What kind of shit is this?
Yeah.
So they didn't finish it. And they were like, Bruce Willis, you suck.
Oh my god, you fell off.
Yeah, they were mad that I guess he did it. They just didn't understand, what they were going for. And they handed it to me, and I took it to my room and fell in love. And when it was over, they came out and they were like, you still got this on? I can't believe you sat through this whole thing. And my grandfather, a running joke that he's always said is, "Oh, give it to Wesley; he'll watch anything."
Yeah.
And it's not that I'll watch anything. It's just that I have such a deep love for film that I want to watch everything, even if it's not good. Because in order to have an opinion, you really have to dive into everything, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
You want to talk shit, watch something, and so you can know why you don't like it. I'm so tired of people saying, "Oh, this looks like it sucks,"
Yeah.
or
not ever even seeing.
You know, the trailer sucks. Oh, that movie looks whack, so I didn't watch. You know, just I don't know. I don't get that mentality. But anyway, yeah, that was my first
Nice.
my first real dive into Sin City, and of course Jessica Alba. You know, I was waiting for that.
Bay. I actually have a question for you.
Okay.
What was your favorite story, I guess, in all of this?
I actually want to go through each story if we have time on
Yeah.
here and kind of cover the heavy points. But my favorite story, I think, would be probably The Big Fat Kill.
Okay.
Because of, I think Shelley's my favorite character. She's not in it that much, but she's pretty good.
Yeah.
And of course...
She is. Yeah, she's awesome.
And Clive Owen.
Yeah.
And Benicio. Yeah, I think that's the story that...
Jack Rafferty.
Like putting that is the backbone, like the middle of the film,
Yeah.
is a really good idea, I think.
Is that the longest story out of all of them? I feel like that's the longest one.
Yeah, because not only do they get to where, Jackie Boy gets murdered, but then you get into that whole conclusion where they go to the pits.
Yeah,
and then everything goes to shit, and then they still have to close it out. I feel like it drags on a little bit longer, but it's still very interesting.
Yeah.
And you got Jibs in there.
Yeah, fucking asshole. Dick.
Who?
The guy.
The Bang Bang guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's an asshole.
Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, okay.
Met him at Comic-Con.
Oh, that's the guy you were talking about?
Yeah, the dude is like on his phone, like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck. Cool.
He was awesome in Braveheart. I liked him in Braveheart. He was cool.
Before he got big.
Or Smoking Aces.
Smoking
Smoking
Aces.
Aces
That's
is
right. He was cool. He was cool, yeah.
Where he's like, my name is Mother Badali. Fucking up his voice with his rage.
He's sick.
That movie, dude, is cool. You guys should do that movie.
Underrated.
Don't be taking my movie. I got a list of movies, bro.
Dude, Alicia Keys in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's insane.
Even Deadpool's in that movie, too.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, he is.
Serious, more serious stuff.
Yeah, dude, the end got me when I was watching it for the first time. I was like, I'm kind of emotional right now. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
But anyways,
So let's talk about each story individually.
Right.
Starting off with the hard goodbye, right? Is what it's called, I think.
This one with Marv, right?
Well, you got the small. I forget what they refer to it as, but with Josh Hartnett, where he's kind of a contract killer.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then we move into Marv's glorious
Goldie.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Goldie.
That's my favorite.
I love you,
story.
Goldie.
Where basically we meet Marv, who's just kind of brooding dude who hangs out at the bar. He's an ex-con. He's trying to ride he's trying to walk the line and
A do-gooder.
and be cool,
But he's got in condition.
That's right.
And he meets this fine young lady who treats him to the night of his life, pretty much.
Yeah.
But in the midst of that, somebody sneaks into their hotel room and murders his chica.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin.
And so he goes on this kind of quest to take out his revenge on whoever took this young lady out of his life so fast.
Whoever and everybody.
Yeah. He's killing his way up the food chain.
So he finds out that it's a cannibal
Yeah.
who ends up being Elijah Wood.
Which is crazy.
It's a clergy of cannibals.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
So he finds out that it's Kevin.
Yeah.
This kind of psycho,
A little weird, creepy ass smirk.
Silent mime.
Yeah.
hell of a thing to do after Lord of the Rings.
Oh, yeah. He's like, I need to get this Lord of the Rings stank off me.
Fuck Frodo. I'm about to eat up some dudes.
Some prostitutes.
Yeah.
Jesus. Jesus.
That was so crazy to me when he, when Mar finally gets all the way to the what the fuck was he? What was the guy? The
Rourke.
What was he?
The Father Rourke.
Yeah.
Rutger Howard.
Senator Rourke.
No, he's a priest, right? Or he's a bishop.
And he explained the reason why Elijah Wood's character eats people because it makes him closer to God.
Closer to God.
It was a religious thing.
It filled him with the white light.
Yeah. and then you find out he's like, I indulged in it also.
I joined.
Yeah. It's like, what the fuck?
He didn't just eat their bodies; he ate their souls, and I joined.
That's crazy.
Rutger Howard, dude, from Hobo with the Shotgun, or The Hitcher.
Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Highlander, right?
Yeah.
I think.
That shit was crazy. That whole story.
Yeah, it's a crazy story too, and I wouldn't doubt if it's partly true somewhere in the world. Somewhere.
That's what makes it so crazy.
Yeah. There's a lot.
I just think Marv's character is pretty awesome. He's just like some basically like a juggernaut, kind of just tossing people around. And it's crazy that he never gets actually shot or anything.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is he? I mean, I know he's like a big badass, but he's almost like he heals, right? Like he's almost like a superhero, almost a bit like because when he gets scratched in the face by Kevin over time, in certain scenes, you see his face start to heal really fast, and then how he gets shot and. Is he like superhuman almost like, or is he just like a fictional
it's
character?
Just that comic book kind of healing.
Well, I think that's just something that Frank does in his world, because if you go back to Hardigan's story,
he gets shot too.
He gets shot up
like 8 times.
Yeah.
Well, like more than almost 10 times with a huge pistol.
Yeah.
And he still ends up in the hospital, and he comes out of it. So I feel like he kind of plays with reality in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah, but I get that though. Kind of, that's just the way he writes his characters, pretty much.
They're unbeatable, and they heal real fast.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, people do die.
Yeah.
Just I feel like I feel like narratively it's just whether or not their time is done in the story.
Yeah, because it took Jackie Boy a lot for him to die as well, and Neffa was getting manhandled too.
Yeah,
takes himself out.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. So where were we at in the first story?
We just got past Goldie. I was saying Goldie's my favorite story out of all of them.
So she
gets murdered.
She gets murdered. He finds out that it's this kind of cannibal cult.
Yeah.
And he ends up fighting. He gets in a fight with Kevin or Elijah Wood. He loses. Then he gets tossed in a little prison on Kevin's property. And he finds his parole officer locked in there with him, Lucille, who's been gnawed on a little bit.
She doesn't have a hand.
Yeah. And she's naked.
She made me watch.
He made me watch. So they end up, they escape, and his parole officer kind of betrays him, and she wants to turn him in. She thinks that he's crazy because he's off his medication, and she goes over to these kind of special officers or special unit,
the cleanup unit, basically,
who immediately murder her.
Yeah, poor girl
with an Uzi.
Yeah,
and
overkill. It's like she's dead already.
On the floor. You just see her body.
San Andreas style.
But then, of course, Marv wakes up and he fucking murders
with that fucking hatchet.
That whole SWAT team.
Yeah.
And that's one of the highlights of the film for sure.
Yeah.
That's a mighty fine coat you got on.